Alright, welcome back.
So, Mr. Fellow Amusement Park goer, tell me about these weird people who show up to
To be fair, it doesn't happen, like,
all
the time, but it is weird
Just-
how consistently it does happen.
more than once.
Yeah, more than once is, at least 3 times. Though to various different levels. One of them was really bad, my favorite is the one where, or not even my favorite, well, the favorite one is a long story, so I'll get to that one later.
And you've told me this one. You've told this one on the show.
I've told it on the show, although it's been probably like...
A while?
God, it's like 3 years now, probably? Jesus.
We've been doing this longer than we think.
You're right. Anyone watching now probably has no clue about this story. Honestly. I like that it's on your head. But, like, the simple ones are usually just the, like, where are you from, right?
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie and say I haven't struck up a conversation with a random person in line for something before.
Yeah. But, like, the one that... See, that one... Because I go to, I've gone to different amusement parks all over the country, right? So when people ask me where I'm from, I, like... Especially at that time, because I was still in college, and I went to college in a different state, so when people ask me where I'm from, I was usually like, oh, I'm from Mass.
Yeah.
And then people... But, like, I was in an amusement park in Mass. So he's like, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I'm from Mass. And he was like, well, yeah, no shit, but, like, where? And I was like, right, we're in Massachusetts.
Oh, I feel that on a spiritual level, Chris.
Which, at that point, I usually just lie and tell them I'm from Boston. So...
Yeah, because everybody's from Boston.
Everyone, because, like, prove I'm not, you know what I mean? Which then you just go, you don't sound like you're from Boston. You can pronounce R's, therefore I don't
You're
think
not
you're
from Boston. It's the realest thing. Yeah, you can pronounce R's. It's so real.
Right. The counter argument to that is you just tell them, you got a good point. Have you seen a water bubbler anywhere? And then like that, and then they're like, oh, he is from Boston.
He speaks in our native tongue. It's funny because there are words. It's a water fountain, but a water bubbler.
I've never heard anyone outside of the Boston area call it a water bubbler. Like, to the point where I've been like, they got a, like, water bubbler around here? And people are like, the fuck is a water bubbler? And I'm like, right, I'm not in Massachusetts.
I had an ex from Connecticut, and I would call it a water bubbler. And she'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, the fuck is that? My favorite is when I say it to people who aren't from the state but have family in the state. Because they're like, oh, I know what that is!
So... I don't know if I've ever told you about my brother's story in the military.
Yeah.
So, for the longest time, he hid that he was from Boston, from New England.
Yeah.
From the people in his squad.
Mm-hmm. Smart move.
And I'm not going to say my last name because I don't want to say it or start an episode, but they would always call him by his last name. Mm-hmm. And then at one point, my brother was like, he can hide the accent relatively well.
Yeah, I would argue most of us can nowadays.
Most of us can.
Yeah.
But he hit it once, and then eventually one time it slipped out, and the guy just went. He screamed my last name, and he goes, "Are you from Boston?" And he's like, "Fuck," and he's just like, "That's what it is. You're now Quincy, motherfucker." So for the rest of the time he was in the military, he was Boston or Quincy. Mm-hmm. That's what they called him.
Nice.
Bruh, no more thorns? Does that mean no more webs? You got rid of it? My house is back to normal. What a relief. What? You made the thorns go away? You monster! Where will we get our thorns? I wanted more. Yeah, me too. You're horrible. There's only one thing to do.
Fight.
Get him! Yeah!
fight, 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 kill, kill, kill.
You're a crook, plain and simple, and Deku Scrubs don't let crooks run loose. You're gonna stay here in the wank until you show you're sorry. Now, oh god, I had to sneeze.
No,
Have a good long think about what you've done. Oh, one last thing. I've confiscated all your belongings, but I feel bad leaving you with nothing, so take this.
You got
They
a
gave
stick.
you a stick.
You got a stick.
It's sticky.
Yeah, why is it sticky?
It's the cotton candy.
Oh, sure.
I realized that doorknob of yours would make a good, perfect cotton candy stick. Cotton candy stick? Anyway, I'm starving. I don't have time to stand around talking to crooks. The cotton candy calls my name.
He left a tiny hymn.
Uh-huh.
So anyway.
They stole all my shit!
Kill them. Kill them. So, technically they only stole one thing from you, which was your staff, but the staff has all your shit in it.
Well, they took the sword, too.
Oh, well, now you're just fucked, man.
Yeah, now I'm fucked.
So it's funny, speaking of accents, it's actually funny because there's this video on YouTube that goes through, like, all U.S. accents, right?
So if I
Talked
leave
by
here,
people
I
who
just
speak
don't
them.
have my stuff, but, yeah. I'll continue.
But, like, I like watching foreigners watch it. Like, I like watching videos of, like, people from, like, other countries watch the, like, different accents. Because it's always the same, where people are just like, almost every accent, they're good, right? Not a problem. Understand it perfectly fine. And then they get to Boston, and the girl's just like, oh yeah, pack the can, have a yad. And everyone is like, what the fuck was that? And it cracks me up every time. She says it's park the car for Harvard Yard to get something for chowder. I can't remember the whole saying.
Clam chowder.
For chowder. And then they're just like, what the fuck is it? But everyone's like, I don't even know what they say. I'll like watch people listen to it like 3 times and be like, I have no fucking clue what they're saying. It cracks me up every time.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I understand it. I know exactly what you're saying.
It's fucking funny to me. It is funny.
My other favorite one was I have friends that were also from Massachusetts at my college, but one of them that would always make me laugh is Worcester.
Worcester.
It's Worcester, but I said it once, and my friend was like, "Is it Worcester or is it Worcester?" And I'm like, "Depends on who you ask."
It depends on where you are.
It's like depends on who you ask and where you are.
Like, I know I told you this story before about how there's a guy and I had a client up in Boston, and he was, definitely born and raised Bostonian, right?
Yeah.
And I don't have too much of an accent sometimes, but then when I do have an accent, it can get pretty big. But I was talking to this guy, the client, right?
Yeah.
And so I start talking, and then all of a sudden, it's just Boston accent. That's all you can hear.
Okay. Yep.
And my coworker was just like, "Yep, you all right over there, Boston?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he was just like, your accent there. And I was just like, "Oh yeah, it probably really did slip out."
It's funny because like I don't have much of a Boston accent, except for like certain words. Like most of the time it's fine, but if I say anything that ends in a hard R, mostly short words like car, sometimes it will be car, sometimes it will be ka, and it just depends entirely on the moment. It's like,
Vibe check.
like it's entirely like, oh yeah, this is car today, or this is ka today. I used to get it with when I worked at the restaurant. We used to have you'd bring up the order and then say where it's going, right? So I'd bring over an order and I'd just be like, yeah, this is for the ba, and then like everyone would be like, fucking, is it ba? I'm like, yeah, ba. It's for the ba. So, when I was working at the restaurant, I was never said bar. It was always bar. And I don't entirely know why, but that's exactly how it would be every time.
It's because of you lived in Massachusetts.
It's because you live in Massachusetts. The bar company. But yeah, it was pretty good. Dude, hardcore parkour.
Yeah, so sweet and gluey. That's the Deku scrub who took my tri-rod. They're using it to eat cotton candy. That's not a cotton candy stick. I can't stand to watch the Zelda do something.
Zelda just goes over and it slams the stick into his eye.
I'm so hooked on this stuff. Yeah. Come on, stop it. You're here to take this, aren't you? That rod is special, not for food. Zelda, tell the Deku scrub to give it back.
Hey, I'm gonna tie your shoes if you don't give that back, but I'm wearing sandals. Okay. Sorry, Plankton, he's wearing sandals.
Okay, just a second. Alright, thanks for waiting.
Zelda's face.
You got your belongings back, but the tri-rod is sticky from cotton candy.
Ayo.
That thing wasn't a great cotton candy stick after all. What a weird shape. Well, I guess that's it. They're so stupid. They're so stupid. It's just like, he's the guy who threw you in the jail.
I know.
Would you clean that off later?
No. I prefer it sticky.
It's very sticky, like a stick.
Fucking hell. Alright.
Boop, 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 boop. Oh, dude, I'm gonna try.
I think, you know what's the ultimate irony, though? I don't think I had to do a good Boston accent, or even have a great Boston accent. But I do have a great New York accent I can fake, which I always find really funny.
New York accent is funny.
I think it's mostly because it's just in so many forms, and she died. I think it's mainly because there's so many...
in movies?
Yeah, movies and media that has it, so it's just really easy to imitate because I've heard it so much.
Yeah, it is a fun accents to do. New York and also Boston accents to an extent.
Yeah, I just don't do them very well. But, like, yes, I agree. That and southern accent.
The southern growl.
The southern growl. Boy, I tell you what.
You're afraid of monsters? Of course I am. You can't talk to them. You can't even stand to look at them. I can get behind that. Best to avoid eye contact.
Avoiding eye contact. I'm the one avoiding eye contact. Eye contact avoided.
If you're following the well, don't panic. There is a way outside from within.
Hashtag don't panic.
But I want to panic. Panic. Calm. Panic.
Yeah.
Dude, are you excited for the Switch 2? And
Yeah.
having to pay...
Not really.
Why not, Chris? It's going to be such a great console.
I still think... I mean, I still feel like it's probably going to do well.
Oh, I think it's going to do well as well, unfortunately.
However, with that being said, I definitely don't think it's going to do as well as the Nintendo Switch 1.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I think it will be... Like, I think it'll be fine. The whole thing is, like... Its best competition people don't care about. You know what I mean? Like, the Switch, not the Switch, the Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck?
Like, the Steam Deck is a much better price for what you're getting, but, like, no one cares about the Steam Deck.
A lot of people are starting to realize the Steam Deck is probably going to be a better choice. But I don't think it's going to be enough to really put pressure on Nintendo.
Like, it's the better choice, but it's also not popular and not sold in stores. Like, they actually, as much as people like talking about the Steam Deck, there isn't that many people who actually own a Steam Deck. Their sales numbers are actually, like, low. They've apparently only sold, like, 100,000 units, which sounds like a lot. Until you remember that game consoles usually sell somewhere in the millions.
So, I'm actually, like, kind of debating getting a Steam Deck at this point, because I'm like, that seems like just a better console to get than a Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, the main problem with the Steam Deck, I will say, is that, like, it's a little, you have to be willing to, like, tinker with it. It's like it's a PC, but in handheld format, and PC gaming sucks, as much as people like to pretend it doesn't. The problem with PC gaming is that, there's a lot of, like, oh, my game's not running. I wonder why that is, and then you have to go figure it out. You can't just be like, put the game in and then it just works.
Yeah.
You have to, like, put the game in and then be like, oh, it's not working, I wonder why that is. Does it need an update? Is there a patch? Is it compatible with my Steam Deck? I should do some research. Which is why most of PC gaming is you trying to figure out how to get your game to run, and then if you're lucky enough to run it, you play it for, like, 30 minutes, because that was all the time you had allotted for games today.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, though, that I'm like, I don't even need to, I'm probably not going to buy a Steam Deck or a Switch 2, because I have a PC for gaming.
Yeah.
And I don't use it as much as I want to.
I am,
we made it out.
I'm kind of in the boat right now where I'm just like, man, I could buy a Switch 2 or a Steam Deck. Or I could just play any of the consoles I already own that I still have a backlog
for. Dude, I have a backlog of games for the Switch 1. I'm not buying a Switch 2.
Dude, I got a backlog for PS1 games right now. I mean, I got shit I should be playing, and I don't need new shit.
I hope you're alright. This Decker Shrove that was by the Rift. I come to thank you for getting rid of the thorns by my house. I used to like that stuff, but I got fed up with it. I don't even want this stupid membership card anymore. Zelda, do you hear that? They don't want their membership card. Do you think we can take it?
Steal it. I mean,
huh? You want a membership card? Sure, why not? It's the least I can do. You got the membership card for the sweet spot.
Hey, that's a sweet spot.
Otherwise, this thing was going in the trash anyway. Well, I'm going home. Now that I've got it, one to go back to. See you around.
Bye, whoever the fuck you were.
Alright, we finally got a membership card.
Yeah.
And then, another thing that I don't 100% know, but, like, I just don't really seem to care too much about the new Mario Kart as much as some of the people on the internet are freaking the fuck out about.
I would argue no one's really freaking the fuck out about it.
Like,
even the people who play Mario Kart for a living on YouTube are like, it doesn't look great.
Yeah. A lot of people are like the janky like wall riding thing, the rail grinding. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't look the greatest.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's probably the game I'm most interested in, besides like Donkey Kong Banana Blitz. Bonanza Blitz. That's it. Bonanza. Like, that's probably the game I'm looking forward to most, and then like Mario
there's
Kart,
only two games they've announced.
Mario Kart Wii U. Yeah, but like I was really down to it, and then like I saw it and I was like, oh, it looks like it plays like Mario Kart 8. That sucks, because I don't like how Mario Kart 8 plays. I think it plays like shit. It's hard to tell until you're actually playing, but by how it looked, I was like, man, these drifts look really fucking wide. Like, just like Mario Kart 8.
I don't know. I'm like, okay, this looks like it could be good, but also at the same time, like, this looks like it might be bad.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't think Mario Kart 8 is gonna be bad.
Or the new Mario Kart, yeah.
I think it will be fine. I just, you know.
I do.
It's not so much that, like, I don't think any of their games are gonna be bad. It's just the fact that, like, I don't think they're gonna be worth $80.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be worth $70 or $80, you know?
That's kind of my problem. Is, like, they seem like they'll be, I'm sure they're fine, but, like...
They're going to be probably fun and exciting, but I don't know if they're going to be worth $80.
Yeah,
plus another $450 I need to invest in the console itself.
Mm-hmm. I'll get it when there's a price drop. Which there might be. We'll see. If people are actually true to their word and don't buy this console, then the price will go down.
But this is Nintendo we're talking about.
It's like,
people are like, no, I fucking want this so much.
Mm-hmm. I imagine most people are gonna complain and then buy it day one. Much like the games. I feel like most people are gonna complain and then they're gonna buy them day one. And it's gonna sell very well. It's like Pokemon. Like, everyone's gonna be like, these games are shit, and then everyone is gonna buy, like, 2 copies. Like Derek. And then Nintendo will do something crazy, like, I don't know, charge games for $80 and a console for $450 because they know people will pay for anything with their name on it.
Yeah, they will.
It's almost like I've been saying this for a while.
How dare you say this? True facts.
I mean... people, man, you're just encouraging them to do bad things. It's what you want to do. People love them doing bad things. I mean, it was made so much worse with the Switch because, like, the Wii U had all these games come out for, like, $60, and then they got dropped to, like, $20 at the end of its lifespan, and then, the Switch came out and charged $60 for the same games, and then everyone bought them again for $60.
Because nobody bought a Wii U.
And it's like, yeah, but they could have still not bought them for $60, and then the price would have went down. But because people kept buying them for $60, they went, we can charge literally fucking anything, and people just buy it.
Yep.
And they're right. Because people just keep buying it. That was the move. That was the move. But yeah.
Dark Nut Level 3.
Nice. That's what I say when I finish what? Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people are like not actually listening to what they should be doing, and they're gonna buy this game anyway.
People were never going to, let's be honest.
Yeah. Let's be honest. People are going to be like, I want this game, it's the best game ever made.
If I've learned anything about gamers, it's that they love to bitch, but then they love to do the thing they bitch about. Mm-hmm. Like, microtransactions are bad, which is why I keep buying them. Mm-hmm. I hate loot boxes, which is why I keep spending money on loot boxes.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a loot box, Chris. You have to use the loot box.
It's like, okay, so, like, it wasn't that bad then, right? Because, like, you're willing to spend money on it, therefore is good, right?
Although I do know that they might change. Loot boxes might be kind of stopping. I don't know if stopping is the right word, but they might be. Stopping. They might be changing because the Europe just passed a law that made it so loot boxes and stop are kind of illegal. So we'll see if that means anything, but
it won't.
It won't.
To be fair, they've already stopped doing loot boxes anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Loot boxes are old-fashioned now. They don't do loot boxes anymore. Because they realize they can make way more money with live service games than loot boxes. Yeah, which is why everything's live service now.
Oh, dude, I hate live service games, man.
That's like my favorite thing about loot boxes. They're like, loot boxes are so bad, and I'm just like, don't worry, the problem will solve itself eventually. Because eventually it won't be as profitable as something else, and then they'll start doing something else horrendously evil to make more money.
Evil? What are you talking about? Oh, look who's back! As we told you before, Bumpkin, there's no going into the Sweet Boss unless you have a membership card! So you got one. Why didn't you say so? We'll open the door for you.
With our minds.
Yep. Have a sweet time. And we'll have a sweet time next time.
Yep. We'll see you guys then. Peace.